Good evening, man. The Eid is approaching us in the morning, inshallah. You know, wake up and attend that. Just got in the crib, tired. Yes, I still got the tape back here. I'm gonna get this thing off, man. One day, man. Right now, I see a lot of MAGA people are complaining about a lot of the policies and the way, Trump is moving. And they, particularly with a few things, the Israel thing, some of the cuts, some of the alliances, and I've seen some people even say, hey, we didn't vote for this. And see, for me, I liked a lot of Trump things he was saying, but it was some things that I just couldn't, like even with RFK Jr., he's another guy I couldn't do it, man. Like he, sound like he talks a good game, but then his unwavering support for Israel was like, damn, it was like they could do no wrong. Now, same thing, it seems like with this Trump, it seems like whatever administration you put in there, it doesn't matter. They're going to support Israel at all costs. Whether they're watching this genocide being committed, and then now they're enforcing, they've taken it a step further. This administration went and started attacking Yemen, and now they got beef with Yemen. You got beef with Iran. You wonder why people are terrorists. You're in their land, right? You're telling these people how to live, you're trying to do all these regime changes, and, you're destroying families, you're destroying, countries, man, with your presence and the oppression that was going on to those Palestinian people. And, you wonder why these people are angry or why certain things happen. And, you call them terrorists and you call them like they're monsters, and these people really just want you out of their land, man. You see what I'm saying? Y'all been doing the same playbook. I did the same playbook over here. You push the natives or the indigenous people further and further back. You stripped them of their identities. You took their identities from them. $5 Indians. Told them they're not who they are. Telling them they're from Africa. And it's kind of like the same playbook they did over there, where they, I'm pretty sure the original Jewish tribes were not European in a predominantly African area where, Africa is connected to, the Middle East. And I'm pretty sure in those times, it wasn't very many Europeans over there, besides maybe the Romans. And I don't think the Romans, were looking like those people either. But I think the Romans, I don't see them. They weren't Jewish people, man. They were more Christian. I wasn't there, so I'm not saying there was no Jewish people there, but it doesn't seem like, and then the way they got the way they set up the rules, see those, and it says in the Quran too that, these people read their scriptures and sold it for a measly price, and they changed the words, and people follow the rabbis and the priests and things like that. The words were easy to change because they were written by them in the first place. So it was easy, when you look at, Moses is probably the most mentioned person in the Quran, prophet, peace be upon him. And when you Think about the Jews, the Jewish people. They've been talked about. They're talked about pretty much the most in the Quran for their transgressions. So obviously, this is a their religion is easy to look how they got it manipulated. They can lend people and collect interest, but they don't collect interest on each other. Now with Muslims supposed to, look out for, our blood is sacred, but you still treat everybody, you don't treat a customer. You shouldn't treat a customer. I mean, because a person's Muslim, obviously you're gonna give, a little bit more credence to how you treat the person, but still in all, you should treat every person the same, whether they're Muslim or not. You can't take advantage of we don't, Muslims, we're not gonna take advantage of you just because you're non-Muslim. You shouldn't do that. That's usury, man. Don't sell me something at this price and then sell it to a Muslim at the regular price. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's right. Like, you jack up a price to a non-Muslim, and then when a Muslim come, you sell it to them for a regular price. That's not right either. But the damn sure ain't right to be putting interest on loaning somebody something just because they borrowed it from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about an average person. Like, you go to your uncle, hey, uncle, I need $20. And he says, you got to give me back 22. Like, what the? I'm only borrowing $20 from you, man. Why do I got to give you the extra too? Oh, because you're borrowing it from me. Like, that's crazy, man. You know what I mean? But that's the type of stuff, they got for themselves. But that's not to knock, because, I'm not anti, Jewish. People have a right to follow what they follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you believe in Judaism, then, power be to you, man. If you believe in Christianity, power be to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still be a great person and still be a person of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still a person of God, but we're just talking about the type of people that have infiltrated these religions and twisted it around, because they were really monotheistic, and they were really, kind of like, the scribe was there and the criteria was there how to live, but it became twisted around to, benefit certain people. I don't think that's right. And when you look at what's going on over there, there are reports they're cutting off the water supply to these people. They've been doing that for years, taking away their rights to prosper, not letting them really set up their government, so they've been oppressed, not letting them, do any business. They've been being oppressed and it's their land. These people were there first, man. So instead of you coming there, getting acquainted with the people and figuring like, we here, yeah, we went through some stuff. We went through some terrible things with the Holocaust and the persecutions and things like that. How can we all live together? Y'all want it all for yourselves. And the United States is using these people, without them there in that region. I don't think the United States can hold fort in the Middle East, and without America there, Israel won't stand a chance against any of those countries. Like, once they gang up on them. So, the United States is in it to win it, but at the end of the day, it's like, at what cost, man? Nobody wants us over there. The people over there don't want us there. Your own citizens don't want y'all there. Even the Israeli people was like, yo, what the hell is going on here, man? They want regime change in their own government. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's sad that whenever you criticize, you anti-Jewish, nobody's anti-anything, man. You know what I'm saying? We call people, you know what I'm saying? See, the problem with it is, like, because I'm a person, or some of us on YouTube don't have giant platforms. We're not on mainstream television. that they think our opinions don't matter. Our opinions matter, man. We human just like everybody else. I'm not a troll sitting in some basement. I get up and I go to work every day. I don't need to use YouTube. I don't even get monetized. I just make videos because I like to voice my opinion. And some of the stuff that I say be stuff that be happening, or might happen in the future, be stuff I see coming. So I feel like you have a right to voice your opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, you don't gotta listen, man. There's plenty of other people that got platforms that you can listen to, or you can go on mainstream TV and be told they want one message, man, and that's what it is. Even with basketball, like with sports and anything, like these journalists or anybody that's on television, they get mad when people start listening to people like me, or you guys sit in your basement all day and you don't fucking know me, man. How you know somebody's in? I can see there's a difference of trolls and then people that actually showing their face, or people that got good messages, or speaking truth to power, or not letting certain narratives go. It's different, man, than trolls. Somebody just trolling. Now anybody that's listening to somebody that's just trolling, all right, yeah, you bugging. But most of us is not trolls. Dudes got platforms. Dudes got jobs. Dudes are maybe former players, or whatever, or former, whatever. Just because they're not on national television, we can't have an opinion. Why we got to be talked down to? It's sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you're always anti something when you talk against you, and see, this is the thing too. Like, our people, which I believe most of us was here before they got here, but aside that, our people have benefited off the backs of our people for the longest, and we never got nothing to show for it. Now don't get it twisted. Things, to me, I see reality. To me, things have gotten a little bit better. The equal opportunities are there. A lot of jobs that you see a lot of brothers getting today, we weren't getting 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Now brothers are getting jobs and stuff like that. Brothers are not in the streets selling drugs. It wasn't always opportunities like that. So things have gotten better for us. Things have, we're not gonna sit here and act like things ain't get better. That things were worse for us, and probably back in the integration period. You know what I mean? Like, but I wasn't alive at that time, and if it was so great, we should have never integrated. We were, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it's like, all right, for us to go segregated now, because this is another reason why I don't mess with, why I couldn't do it with Trump. It's his supporters, and I said that before the election. The Israel thing, I'm not supporting anybody that supports genocide, man. He's still our president. Of course, I gotta support him somewhere, but I couldn't put my vote into this man, and I know you outright don't like Middle Eastern people too much. It just don't seem like you like them. Only people you like is the Saudis, but you don't mess with Iran. Like, you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys are bullying. I don't see y'all doing that to China or Russia. Y'all not going up in there, or North Korea. You know what I'm saying? Any place where they got nukes, it seems like you guys, get hesitant. Anybody that got weapons. But with these smaller countries that, can't really mass up with y'all seem to want to overpower them, go on their land, tear their countries up. Like, come on, man. And it's sad, man. Then when they retaliate, they're terrorists. You know what I'm saying? What happens if our country falls and and people start invading our country, and we have no real means to fight, but guerrilla warfare and stuff like that? They're gonna call us terrorists? Like are we terrorists? You know what I'm saying? After they come over here and slaughtered our families and stuff like that, and we feel like we need revenge, and we go over there and plant a bomb in the airport or something, like, then are you gonna call Americans terrorists? Like, Don't make sense, man. Like, come on, man. Like leave those people alone, man. All this for their resources over there and to control that region, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Humans don't matter. Be human beings, man. No one should be killing anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is the same playbook, man. Like I said, that was done over here. But like I said, over here, it got better for us, man. Like, as far as, you know, like, you know, with opportunities, uh, you know, the diversity, it's gotten a lot better, man. You know, because like I said, growing up, we didn't see a lot of diversity. You know, we saw a lot of poverty, man. And that was probably from a lot of people. You know, you had that Great Depression as well that contributed to a lot of problems where people was losing land and selling lands and things like that. You also had, you know, I guess, you know, people when they were selling their lands, moving to these cities, you know, thinking they're getting into a better position, and they're getting more discriminated on. When you probably was living in the South and you had your farm, you had food, you didn't need all those things that you need in a place like New York or Chicago, where, you know, you're relying on other people to, you know, produce food for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have that farm, but you can produce everything yourself. You know, so, but like I said, man, you know, we making more money, you know, it's more spread out. People got jobs, people getting good jobs, people are being entrepreneurs, things like that. So we've come a long way. And, you know, like I said, when it came to just the support for the Israel, and the second part is the people that just be behind a lot of the BS that goes on with this administration, a lot of like his supporting cast, you know, they're more like, I live in small towns, so I know how these people are, man. They care more about themselves than they do really everybody else. It's just a mask when they say all Americans. You know, they don't really mean, they mean all, you know, people that look like them. You know, and it's like when you hear stuff like we should segregate, you know, segregate is going to lead to oppression. And how we going to segregate? So what happens to the mixed kids that, you know, you got some mixed people and they have kids, and then you got mixed kids, mixed relationships. What happens to them? What they gonna do? Move in the Midwest? Blacks gonna be in the West Coast, the whites on the East Coast. Where the Spanish people gonna go? In the South? Like, it shit. Come on, man. Segregating go where? The only way segregation could work, if that's a possibility today, is if everybody has their own government. You know what I'm saying? So, but then still in all, like, where do people in the middle go? Like the mixed relationships, the mixed kids, you know, mixed people, period. People that have, you know, that have very good friends on, you know, like me, I'm a multicultural person when it comes to friends. I got friends from Asian background, Caucasian background, blacks, Africans, you name it. So how I'm supposed to see my friends if we all segregated? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? So we just say, forget your friends and your family, you know, or you got family members that might be of different ethnic groups, different races. Like, I have white people in my family. I've seen them at family reunions. What are they? So how are we supposed to do that? Like, who's like, what kind of currency we gonna have? You know, like, can't just spit out things without real plans and real, like, without really explaining how this stuff is going to get done. But see, these people think they don't care because they got the bag. So they looking at it, we got an advantage. We already up with the bag. So the rest of everybody else will just figure it out. And that's going to lead to oppression. Can't have segregation and then one government and they're controlling, and then the government is controlled. Now, who's controlling the government? Is it going to be a mixed government? Or is it going to be a bunch of white folks controlling the government, and then next thing you know, we're going to be oppressed again? So like I said, the only way that will work is we need our own government. It has to be a situation where we'd be left alone. And even when you do that, we've seen what they've done, how they break treaties. How many treaties have our people had with these people? How many times they've been broken, manipulated? How you think they got the land and got the territories that they got? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know about segregation. I think the way we are, you know what I'm saying? I don't think, people get along with each other. It's not that, like, people don't get along. What it is some people feel threatened. And it's a minority of people, but it's a minority that has juice. And those are the people, those people that feel threatened, that feel like white people are losing power in this country. It's too diverse. They know what I'm saying, they're looking at their towns. Like I said, I lived in small towns. They ain't gonna want you there. Like, they don't mind, one or two black people maybe spend. When they start seeing fluxes of us moving there in their towns, they feel threatened, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they like to keep the jobs to themselves within the family. They get their brother there, their sisters there, their uncles get their nephews in. So they want to keep things in the family, especially the positions. But now you got the Mexicans coming and they giving cheap labor. First it was us blacks. They didn't like us. They didn't want us messing with their women. They thought we were all selling drugs. We were all thugs. And there was a big fear of us, and their way of dealing with us was locking us up, mass incarceration. But see, you can't really incarcerate these Mexicans and stuff like that because they're not committing crimes. They're out there, they're working for cheap. You know what I'm saying? So they feel threatened. Like, hold on, now John can't get his normal job. He can't go sit out for 6 months and come back to work because now you got Hector there. Edgar and Hector is working, and they're working, long hours, cheaper, you know what I'm saying? And they're working hard, and they're making sure the job gets done. So now this guy, so now you get those type of bosses that just want stuff done, he ain't gonna bring John back. You know what I'm saying? So now you got John feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's crazy, man. And then next thing you know, you got a few Johns feeling like that. And now you got a movement going. Now they go to their little uncle who's probably a sheriff or something. And then, or somebody that's a politician. And now they're pushing these laws, man. You gotta be careful, man. They start pushing the rhetoric, you know what I'm saying? And, you got a lot of hateful people, man, that they don't want to see anybody, come there and do good because they want it all for themselves. And they feel threatened. And these are the type of people that you have that be in Trump ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them are and I get some of the, you know what I'm saying, like some of the talking points, like when you start talking about the influx of immigrants, the way that the Democrats was bringing these people in over the last few years, yeah, they was bugging, man. They was just, blacks felt like we were being replaced. And that's exactly what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And blacks felt like, yo, hey, man, us so-called blacks. But, of course we felt like, yo, we built this country, man. Our ancestors was the ones that was getting hosed down, beaten with batons, bitten by dogs, burnt up, massacred, lost all kind of cities and towns and flooded out, burnt out. You know, our people went through that civil rights movement. We went out there and fought for people's rights. For people to come up here and snub their nose at us, call us lazy, and all this stuff. But check, you guys love our culture. You love the way we dress. You dress like us. You talk like us. You want to play sports like us. You want to rap like us. So yeah, you know, some blood brothers and sisters felt some type of way, like, yo, now when they attacking y'all want us to, you know, be on the front line. And a lot of people was like, nah. And you know what I'm saying? So you snub your nose at us, and then you want to get mad that we not fighting for y'all. We don't have a crime bill. We don't have a civil rights bill just for us. We don't have our reparations. So I don't, you know what I mean? Like, everything time we talk about something that has to be discussed. And like, what the hell is there to discuss? If you know what I'm saying, we went through slavery. We went through the post-slavery, the oppressions, the burnt down cities, the Jim Crow era. We went through racial profiling, stop and frisk, being shot by cops, you know, police brutality. And we still don't have a bill just for us, an anti-black bill. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Everything is always rooted with other people included. You know, so I mean, like, we don't get the funding that some of these people get pushed on when they get in the country to start their business and all that. We don't get those jump starts. Everything we do is from scratch. But we, you know what I'm saying, like, and yet no, we out there on the forefront fighting for rights. You know what I'm saying, we the ones that go in the stores and spend most of our money in these stupid stores. You know what I mean? Like, we the ones that make things popular and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So we the ones that made girls, you know, thick girls rock. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before it was, you know, then all those girls had to be skinny and anorexic and bulimic. Now, you know, girls can feel comfortable in their own skin because we promoted that. Our people promoted that. Thick girls. Then the big girls got love. And white folks wasn't doing that. But those are, you know what I'm saying, but those two are the main reasons why it's like the people that's just behind them and in that Middle East, the support for Israel and that genocide that's going on, that was like my main concerns. And I'm like, this, you know, he just doesn't seem like he's gonna make a stand with any of that stuff. Like, he's gonna go with the flow with that stuff. And I'm like, nah, I can't support him. Everything else, like with the immigration, with the you know, with the you know what I'm saying, I don't know about the federal cuts and all that. If it's gonna bring money in our pockets, I'm with it. But then you got to think about, what about those people? Now, they in the job market. They probably work hard for their positions. To lose their jobs like that, that's crazy. But, you know, it's always gonna be, yo, this guy, Obama did it too, and you know, it's always the finger pointing when it comes to politics. We don't deal with reality, man. And it's like, yo, the reality is those people lost their jobs or can't go back to work, or these funds are getting cut or whatever. And I'm, you know what I'm saying, if it's meaningful to do it, then yeah, I'm with it. Like I said, I'm not an anti-Trump. I fuck with Trump. I just didn't like his stance on with Israel, and I don't like the people that's in his ear. And I'm not talking about Elon Musk. I'm talking about, like, you know, a lot of these right-wingers, man. You know what I mean? Like, we know that that it's always a hidden agenda behind, what these people are doing. But at the same time, when I look at the people that's in his ear, like I said, they're pushing some dangerous things, man. And we need to be aware of it, man. But that's all I got, for now. Oh, yeah, and I wanted to just touch on this Diddy thing one more time, man, before I go. That case, I don't know, like I said before, that case just seemed funny, man. Like, usually when the feds do an investigation, they slap everything on the table. Bang! Yo, we watched you 4 years ago. Get up, take your daughter to school. You brush your teeth with Crest. You had a conversation with your daughter about the birds and the bees. They don't know everything when they investigate. And I said in the beginning, I'm like, when I'm looking at the charges, it wasn't really specifying nothing. It just was allegations. Diddy did this. He's trafficked people for these parties and things, but it wasn't nothing real conclusive that was pointed to like really a crime. And it's like, but what did he really do? Like, when you say racketeering, he's the only one locked up. Who else was with him that was racketeering? Why isn't this RICO case? Where's the co-defendants? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about them gun charges, man? How did y'all get the warrant for the raid in the first place? What probable cause did you guys have? It couldn't have been Cassie. That's not enough for a federal investigation. Him beating up a young lady, which is awful, by the way. You know what I'm saying? That's disgusting. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely deserves the punishment for that. But that ain't no federal investigation. He's having free golf parties and he's using his business. How can you prove that? So where are the co-defendants? Where is the evidence? Now, my thinking was somebody pissed him off. Obviously, he pissed somebody off. And my thinking was this. They were trying to build more of a case. And I thought that, maybe they're trying to link him to certain things and they just put these charges on him just to hold him. But when they supersede the indictment, they're going to come with some murder charges. They're going to come with some conspiracy charges, and things like that. I thought they would go back because I'm thinking maybe, that's what they're digging for. But if all they got is just what they got now, like, oh, he was freaks off and all that, like, fam, unless you can show some receipts, there's no case. Where are the receipts, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, phone conversations. Feds will have all of that. They didn't do an investigation, man. You would think that hip-hop police, they were following these people and shit like that. They would have some intel. Obviously, that's not enough. They don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't see, and with that being said, they could still railroad them and still give them time. But where's the evidence? What was the crimes? Like, just because all he have is allegations, man. Like, people saying that this is what he made him do, but where are the receipts for it? Is there video recordings? Is there any audio recording? You know what I'm saying? Is there a paper trail? Where's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they would have all of that, man. Like I said, I thought that maybe they were trying to link him to some bodies, man. Like, Tupac and Biggie, because when you watch the detective, the last detective that solved kind of like a lot of the cases, or like solved like who did what, he broke down a lot, and it had a lot to do with Suge and Diddy, but they weren't all directly involved in that. They weren't calling shots. I think that he said that not Pac's murder. Pac's murder was an accident, more like spontaneous, because of the stomping of the chain, the chain taking and all that shit. And Big shit was more of a planned hit, but they can't prove anything because all the people is dead, except for Keefe D. Then you had the Kim Porter situation. You know, we don't know if she was drugged or how she passed away, but she dies suddenly. And I thought they were probably trying to link into some of those things. You know, saying you had the, you know, and then, you know, associate that with racketeering. When they said kids, where are the kids? Where are these underage people? Who were the underage people? You know, the feds would have slapped all that on the table to his lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's normally how they do it, man. He pissed somebody off. That's what happened. And they probably got some connections in that federal bureau. Investigate this guy. Lock him up for this. This is what he's doing. You'll find this evidence here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to know what was the probable cause of this investigation. And if you say it's Cassie, how is that a federal investigation? Like, what are we doing? If I'm a lawyer, like, what are we doing here? Where is the evidence? I would have been filing pretrial motions, man. Like, yo, get this dismissed, man. Where is the evidence, man? Because now in the pretrial hearing, they got to produce some evidence, man. That's before trial. We need to know what evidence you have so that we can prepare our defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know probable cause. I need to see some police reports. I need to see something that led to a federal investigation. You know, but it is what it is, man. You know, so I said they still could hit him with some, you know what I'm saying, with some time. But that's a tough one, man. But with that being said, let me get up out of here. I'm getting tired, man. I've been rambling for 37 minutes, man. But you know what I'm saying, have a good night. Fuck out of here, man.